There's a saying, the gods help those who help themselves, from the Greeks. And then from Christendom, God helps those who help themselves. And then I've noticed this, the earth will give you everything you need. And then I put it all together and I start thinking, the universe is not set up for do-nothings. That's boring. That's not what we're meant to be doing. But if you'll just go out there and just try, it gets easier and easier to just be successful. You can't give up though. It takes some patience, because for a long time, a lot of your efforts are going to be invisible. You're not going to see it. It's going to accrue with interest. Anyway though, that area of the woods, like you see here, where this top part of this hill is, going back that way. Not this part here, where the valley dips and you get these hardwoods. But up here, these pine trees were planted really close together. And they grew up really thin and tall, stretching for the sun. And there were about 10 acres of big old trees. Well, maybe not, about 5 acres on that side and 5 acres down there was cut down. And now they get a bunch of wind and they fall over, and then that lets even more and more sunlight come into the area. And I'm quite pleased with the whole situation, because there's a lot more diversity of trees up under there. Cedar, magnolia, willow, just sweet gum, grapevines, all kind of. But anyway, I don't go in that area as much because trees are randomly falling down all the time. But I decided to go on a patrol of the land because Dolly was sniffing around and walking around. I want him to know where the property line is. So I went up to that side and walked him down the property line. And I come across someone had thrown out on the dirt road. Some of their bales had got wet and sprouted wheat in the wheat straw. So it's soaking wet, can't be used for animal feed. Maybe it could be spread out and, plant some wheat. I'm putting it over here with my onions, and if a few wheat stalks sprout up here and there, I don't really care. It's not really going to be dense enough, I don't think, to shade out my onions. I could just put it directly in the compost pile, but I got some areas that need mulching. I got 3 big old bales I didn't have to pay for, which is awesome. Pretty awesome. So I'm going to get to that. But almost every day, see, I went down there because there's a lot of fallen trees, and I was mapping out what I was going to cut with my chainsaw. And I was putting like rotted wood that had termites and pine trees cut down and stuff in between the rows to hold water. And kind of help to keep the soil from getting compressed, because if I walk in the road, it kind of spreads my weight. And I'm about to get to work, but I'm going to do this in some other areas around my fruit trees and stuff. Put rotted pine trees and everything to just hold water in the soil. So there's a lot of fallen pine trees over in that area. And I plan to put them in between the rows today, but I found these 3 bales of wheat straw, and that's just going to be even, it's better. I can do it faster, less effort, and then I can use those fallen pine trees somewhere else. It might just afford me the time to just let them rot and be wood chips in the compost pile.